we are getting ready to head to day 1 of New York Sheep and Wool. I'm wearing my tuku pullover today. This is the petite knitter pattern, and this was actually the sweater I knit for Rhinebeck, so I'm glad I decided to wear it. It's cold enough to do so. It's supposed to rain today, but hopefully not as bad as yesterday. So we'll see how this goes. Alright, let's show everybody your Rhinebeck sweater. This is the Love Note pattern, and the colorway is Ara. We're driving to Rhinebeck. We're here! Now we just have to park. Look at all the people! We're here at about 9:30, so not quite on time, so we shouldn't have to wait too long, I don't think. It's so nice right now. I like the way they did their backdrop. That would be nice.
It'd be really expensive. We'd have to have an excavator. Buy a pump and all that.
I should leave in all the audio from our conversations. Yeah, this is beautiful. This one is, this one's so bulky. It makes me laugh. The sheep butt. Oh. Are you waving at the sheep? Now I have to cut that out. He said absolutely not. Oh. Hi! Hi, sheep! Aww. Oh. Is that squishy Aura? That's the eye. Gabby. Aww. you got a sheep?
Okay.
Yep, you're a farm girl. Yeah, ooh! Oh, look at those ones! Look at these cuties! What's it feel like? Oh. She can't really reach his head. Oh. Love you. That is so cute.
Somebody get 10, somebody get 10, somebody get 10, 15, and 15, but 15, somebody get 15, but 15, somebody get 15, and 15, but 15, somebody get 15, $15 now, $10 on number 70.
That is so impressive.
$10 on number 70. $15.56.
It's actually called Mulberry Street, so maybe. Not you, baby.
You're older than she figured that out. We didn't show her goats before.
Good morning, everybody. It's Sunday morning, and yesterday was so much fun at Rhinebeck at New York Sheep and Wool. I'm so excited to go again today. I've been up early so I could have some coffee and knit for a little while, and now I'm about to get ready to go, but I just wanted to show you guys real quick because I finished one of my Cider House socks, and I didn't record anything else from Saturday night because it was, quite busy and we had a lot of fun. So I'll make sure to tell you guys about everything later on in the video and show you guys everything that we did. I'm going to combine Saturday and Sunday, so hopefully it'll be one nice long Rhinebeck video. But anyway, I finished a Cider House sock. It's so cute and it fits perfectly. It's very soft. So this was yarn from my Spirited Away collection. This is my Chihiro set. So this main color here and the little mini, that was the Chihiro set, and then I used some undyed white yarn to provide the additional contrast. So I can't wait to block this, even though it doesn't really need it. But I think, you know, it'll just help to kind of relax everything. But it's so cute. It's exactly what I was hoping for. I love the cuff. The cables are beautiful. And the simple white toe, but it's the perfect size. So anyway, I finished a sock. I probably could, if I wanted to, go ahead and cast on the next one. This might be enough white yarn that I brought to go ahead and do the cuff. So maybe I will start the second one. I don't want to end up with just one sock, although this was a lot of fun to knit and it was very quick knit. But yeah, Cider House sock 1 done. It's so cute. It's so comfy. This is really nice. There we go. I love the colors. This is so cute. Hey there. I've been saying hi every time, so I'm mixing it up. Hey there. We are getting in the car to head to Sunday for Sheep and Wool, and I'm so excited. Yesterday was such a blast. I didn't really record much in the evening, and I have tons of footage to go through and edit that my husband helped me film. He was really sweet, and he's so tall, so he got some kind of, general footage, so I'll have to edit that down and hopefully get this video out Sunday night so you guys can enjoy a little bit of Saturday and Sunday Rhinebeck. Yeah, I'm just waiting for my husband to get to the car. I'm not doing hair extensions today. That's exhausting, especially with the rain. But it's not supposed to rain today, so today might be like the perfect ending to a fabulous weekend. Oh my gosh, you have to let me show the hat. Can I show the hat? Please. Oh, look at this hat! No, you just don't want to be smiling. Okay, turn so they can see how long it is in the back. This is all one hat. This is the only thing Jason's ever actually asked me to make for him. And then he's wearing a cobblestone sweater, which looks gorgeous with the background. Anyway, you look handsome. Okay, so we're going. Yay!
String instrument group called the Kruger Brothers.
From Sweden?
Yeah, they're in Asheville, North Carolina now.
Like we said before, we've got different breeds. I think there's 6 different breeds out here if I counted right. And so you've got a lot of variation and a lot of different things that you need to take into account. But again, we come back, we land on the one that puts the most things into one package for me. Love the profile of this sheep, love the breed character of this sheep, love the correctness, the stoutness of both. We get her out on the move, she holds all that together really well for me. And then when we look at her fleece, the fleece is very high quality, very uniform from end to end, super long spine sheep, long hind saddle sheep. Just a logical one for me to land on here at first. The one in second, I think from a structural correctness, but it's polished type of kind. When you look at her from the side, not as long profile, but that goes somewhat the breed as well. I think, but when we look at this one, maybe just doesn't quite have the consistency of fleece that we have in our class winner, but fundamental soundness, correctness, she gets herself into second. Then we come in here next to a little bit bigger frame, different breed of you. Again, I'd like to change her all for rear wheels for me, but one I think that when we look at her fleece, very high quality.
Oh no, you're fine. Look at that one. Look at that one. I love them. So Rhinebeck was super fun. We're pretty tired and hungry. It's over for the whole weekend, so now we're in the town of Kingston and we're going to try to find some fun used books for my husband. My one wish for the New York trip was fulfilled. We got a loaf of fresh baked local bread, and we got it at Rough Draft, which is a bookstore and bar. And it was like the end of the night before we are going to leave New York, and my husband noticed this, so I'm really glad. So we're getting our bread. Hello! Okay, it's Sunday night. Everything is over. Wool&folk, New York Sheep and Wool, Saturday and Sunday. It's all behind us now. I can't believe it's already over. But yeah, I just wanted to do a little wrap up for this video. If you've been watching my month in October, my whole month of these vlogs, I haven't missed a single day. But I knew Saturday and Sunday with New York Sheep and Wool would be kind of special, so I wanted to combine them and just do one longer video so that you guys could kind of come along if you didn't get a chance to come. And if you did come, hopefully you'll get to see things from maybe my perspective, maybe things you didn't get to see when you were there. But no matter why you're watching this, I hope that you enjoy. So I'm kind of not even sure what we got in terms of footage. I haven't uploaded the footage yet to my computer and edited it, but I hope whatever comes out is enjoyable. And so now that the whole weekend is all said and done, I am going to share with you guys the things that I picked up during the festivals and just some general thoughts. So I've already shared my thoughts about Wool&folk on Friday. I think we all already know how that went. I'm glad to hear that I wasn't alone in how I felt, and my husband how he felt, and my daughter, my 1-year-old, how she clearly felt. But, you know, it's not like I wanted everybody to feel that way. So I am sad about how things went, but I'm glad to know it wasn't just me. So if you have a chance, I would say go look up all of those vendors who were at Wool&folk. Make sure to show them some support. You know, you don't have to buy anything, but just maybe go and take a look at their websites, give them a little bit of traffic, share their posts, those kinds of things to help to bring some attention to them, because I'll be honest, doing shows like that are extremely expensive, not just for the booth space, which is very competitive and hard to get into anyway, but the travel costs. A lot of these vendors were traveling from across the country, if not from other countries, so it's pretty sad what they experience. So anyway, go show them some love. I'll try to leave a link down below to maybe a list of the vendors so you can check out each one individually, and I know a lot of them are going to have some shop updates for things that were like overstock. Some of those are already live. Some are probably to come maybe in the week, so maybe tomorrow. Some of them are having sales, so yeah, go check all of those guys out. New York Sheep and Wool though was spectacular, as is to be expected. That is such a long-standing, that is like a New York thing. It's so integral to this part of the country. And the fun thing about New York Sheep and Wool is when you, after the event, you go to all the little towns in the nearby area. So Saugerties, Kingston, the town of Rhinebeck Village. We're staying in the Ulster area right now. All of these towns, it's so fun. You walk around, and of course you're wearing your knitwear, and all of the locals who work at these places are like, oh, yep, it's Sheep and Wool. I love your sweater. That kind of thing. And you say, I made it. And they're like, oh yeah, I figured. I know what this weekend is. It's amazing being in this area, and there's signage everywhere. And it's a thing. The locals are so sweet and accommodating, and it's funny when you pass by them on the street and you hear them like, why is there so many people here? And they're like, oh yeah, it's Sheep and Wool. So it was so much fun, as was to be expected. Such a well-organized event, and although there are tons of people there, you never feel like you're missing out on anything. It's not like how the other event went. It's fabulous. So highly recommend it if you are ever able to go. But we had a lot of fun. This year we got to do Saturday and Sunday, whereas 2 years ago we only did Saturday. So today I didn't know what to really expect, and it was a lot like how people were describing it last year, saying that Saturday was mega busy and Sunday was a little bit of a slower pace, and I totally agree. So with that said, Saturday wasn't like, it was not too much. Saturday was okay. There were, of course, busier places and different times, and it was a little bit more of that fast pace and more of the crowd, but not too bad, especially not after following up wool&folk. It was great. But then today was a lot less busy. It was really nice. So if you were thinking about going in the future, and I know a lot of people commented on my last video, my wool&folk recap, that the crowds aren't for them. If you wanted to go to New York Sheep and Wool, I would say go on Sunday and wait till about 1 p.m. It ends at 4 on Sunday. About 1 p.m. is when everything really settles down. Of course, you're not going to have first pick of a lot of the stuff, so I think you have to go into it with that expectation, but you'll have a great time anyway. And there's still tons of beautiful stuff, and all the people are still happy and exuberant, and it's totally worth it. So we had a really great time. My daughter loved all of the animals, as I expected. I'm sure I've already put in tons of clips of, well, I'm not sure if this that I'm recording is going to go in before the footage. It probably will. So you'll see in later clips that she loved all the animals. She was waving at them nonstop and petting them. She just had a great time. And she's a little under 15 months, so I knew she was going to enjoy it, but wasn't sure how long it would keep her attention. But she just loves animals, so that was the most special thing for me to see, was just how involved she was, and she really enjoyed it. So I have tons of videos of that for my family to have, and then I put in a couple here today so you can see those, because what's cuter than a tiny baby just so excited about sheep? She's been bitten by the bug early, so what else? Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. I'm sure more thoughts will come to me, but I figured I'd show you guys the stuff that I bought at Rhinebeck and wool&folk. I did share the yarn that I got at wool&folk in the last video, but just in case you didn't see that one, I'll share it here too. So when we first got to New York Sheep and Wool on Saturday, basically the first booth I went into, I made a purchase, which is kind of an amateur move because it's a huge event with tons of vendors. So, you know, it can be good to do a lap and decide, and like ruminate and decide if that's really what you're going to buy. But this year, I actually made a list of specifically what I wanted to buy. And, hi baby. Hey. Uh-oh, she's gonna come for the yarn. Uh-huh. Yeah. Am I gonna have to pause this? Hey! Say, Daddy, give me some peas! Okay, the camera might look a little bit different, but my daughter came in here, so things became chaos. I don't even remember what I was saying, but I thought I would share with you guys the amazing yarns that I picked up. Oh, I do remember what I was saying. So I felt like I kind of made an amateur move because the first booth I found, I ended up making a purchase for the yarn that I went in to get. So I knew I needed a certain yardage of sport to DK weight yarn. And again, one of the first booths that I found, it was Saturday morning. It was right before the crowds really picked up. So you could still kind of comfortably go into each booth and maybe there'd be one or two other people in there. It's that sweet spot where you get to actually talk to either the dyer or the people who own the business, and which is for me fun because being a yarn store owner, I just love to find out all of the different companies that are out there that maybe I haven't heard of, or get to know them on like a wholesale level and that kind of thing. But their display was so stunning. I was immediately drawn in, and I ended up buying my yarn. So, and with me saying it was an amateur move, I do not regret it at all, because the whole time that we walked around the show, I kind of still had my eye out, just wondering if I got the best thing I could have gotten for this pattern that I'm very excited to knit, and I by far did. So very satisfied with my purchase. It was meant to be. In fact, I loved it so much, I got the yarn to make 2 of this pattern. So I have had my eye on the Bifurca vest, which is I think it's Tetty's Knit Garden. Tetty Lutzak is the designer. This Bifurca vest that she came out with a couple of months ago. It's so gorgeous. Okay, I'm back once again. This video probably feels a little bit disjointed, but I am staying in a studio basement apartment Airbnb with my daughter, and she can just come in here whenever she wants and cause chaos. So, okay, so I was talking about the Bifurca vest. It's a gorgeous pattern. I was really having a hard time deciding on what kind of colors I would like to make because it will be an overlayer for different stuff, and so I was trying to really contemplate what's in my wardrobe and what would work the best for me. And anyway, I couldn't decide because this brand had the most gorgeous display. They really sold me on their gorgeous solid colors, and I wanted something that was like a really woolly wool, and that's exactly what I found. This is a sport weight. I'm going to pull them all out and show you. So as I said, I could not help myself, and I got the yarn to make 2 versions because I think this is going to be a wardrobe staple, and I thought it would be nice to have it in 2 colors, but I also just couldn't decide, so I didn't. So my first version, this yarn right here was the first one that I was drawn to. I picked it up and I knew I had to get this. This brand is called Nash Island Tide Wool and Yarn, and this is wool from Maine. Let's see, this is 100% wild Maine Island wool, hand dyed in Down East, Maine. I had never heard of this before. I was very, very excited to find their booth. I've even looked them up since, and it seems like maybe you can't buy the yarn. I need to look again, but it seems like maybe you can't buy the yarn directly from the brand that's on the label, which is here, by the way. But they have a shop, I think, in Maine that you can buy this from. So I think this might be like a store brand. Regardless, it's stunning. So this color is Cider, which is very fitting. It's this gorgeous pumpkin-y orange. So this is going to be the main color for one of the Bifurca vests. And for my contrast color, I got kind of a surprising color. When I kept holding these up to basically everything in the booth that I would normally be drawn to. Everything looked gorgeous. But something about this color just got me so excited. I felt like this was just perfect. This one is called Driftwood. And as you can see, it's this gorgeous kind of somewhat icy blue with a hint of like a greenish gray color. And I think that will be a stunning contrast. So this would be something, again, maybe a little bit unexpected, this pumpkin-y orange and kind of minty icy blue. But I think once this is knit up, it's going to be incredible. It's definitely a high contrast, so the color work is going to come out so well. And I just can't wait to knit this up. It feels so lanolin rich. It's like nice and squishy and very woolly, but soft. So I love this. I could see using this yarn again and again. If I, every time I go to Rhinebeck, I'll probably have to pick up some of this because I love it. So my other color palette, I've been talking a while now about my recent obsession with like a pink and brown color palette. So these are the other ones that stole my heart. First, there's this color. There were 2 dye lots, or 2 very distinguished dye lots of this color. One was a little bit on like the violet or purple side. This one's more on the rosy pink side. So I liked this one quite a bit, and this one is called Anemone. Yeah, Anemone. It's really cute, this very subtle pink. I think it's a little bit more pink than it's showing up on the camera. And then my contrast, I got this gorgeous chocolatey brown. And this colorway is called Peat. P-E-A-T. So this is going to be another stunning Bifurca. Again, very high contrast, so the color work is going to stand out really well. And I'm very excited. I think I'm going to cast on the orange one first, just because this colorway is what drew me into the booth. but this will be shortly behind that project. So holding them all together, it looks gorgeous. Actually, all of these 4 colors would work beautifully together in a project by themselves if I were doing that. And for the specs on this yarn, these are 50-gram skeins, which is why I got quite a few here. They're 175 yards each, 160 meters, so it's definitely a very nice sport weight. And the pattern calls for sport to DK, so these should work wonderfully. I will do a gauge swatch and see how that goes. Very exciting. So then on Saturday, as we continued to walk around, of course I saw many things I would have loved to have had, but you can only acquire so much yarn and fiber. So near the end of the day, we came across a booth in one of the big main buildings. So a lot of Rhinebeck, a lot of sheep and wool, you're in stalls, and it's something like, you know, every 2 stalls is an animal stall, but there's a lot of fiber stalls. And so we went through all of those, but then we saved like the main buildings for last. When we finally made it to those, we looked around everywhere. We came across this booth, which was Feederbrook Farm, and I think they're known for their hand-spun looking like 2-ply colorful yarns, but they also had fiber. And other than 3 specific projects I was buying yarn for, the only other thing I wanted to get was fiber for spinning, and they had the best fiber selection and a really good price. I was truly surprised by how inexpensive their fibers were compared to a lot of others, and they're gorgeous. So I got quite a few. I'm going to gift 1 or 2 of them, and then the rest I'll be spinning. So I got 6. And these were each $10 for 4 ounces, which is pretty remarkable. That's more than half what they normally cost. So the one that drew me into the booth was this one. Now they don't have colorways on them or information about the wool. They have this logo on them, but I think that was just to, you know, to keep the brand associated with the fiber. But these are actually probably excess yarn labels that they had, so there's no information. I think these are BFL. I think these are blue-faced Leicester, but I kind of forget. So I know they're 100% wool. There's no nylon or tencel or stellina or anything added, but I think they're BFL. Anyway, this color is what drew me in. This braid is stunning. So I got 2 of these because I would like to use them for a project together. So I wanted to make sure I had enough of the yarn. Let's see. Here's the other one. And they were just hanging there loose like this. So you could really get a good feel for all of the colors on each braid. But then when you put them in this little spiral, they look so cute. So I got these 2, which were, they're very similar. These are my favorite. And then this one is similar, but it doesn't have the bright pinks and teals that the other one has. This one's a little bit more muted. This one has like pumpkin orange and dark blue. I think this one is going to be a gift. I haven't decided which one I am going to gift and which one I'm going to keep, but this is very pretty and they're extremely soft. This one is so fun. I haven't spun anything like this before with this color palette. So lots of bright yellows and teals, and then there's a little bit of this indigo color in there. This is going to be really pretty as a fractal spin. This is going to be really pretty as a fractal spin. They all will be, but this one will be a lot of fun since there's such distinct color changes here. And then I have this one, and this is a lot like those first 2, but it has a little bit of a different color palette. It doesn't really have the blues. This one's a little bit more green and purple forward. And then again, it has that bright yellow. I could see spinning yarn that would make a gorgeous fade with these that I got. And then finally, this one. A lot unlike the others. Bright pink and blue with some of the undyed fiber left in there. So I'm not sure which I'll spin first, but they're all gorgeous. And then finally, so since I knew I was coming back the next day, okay, so as I kind of mentioned, I got accepted for a TIFF Nealon test knit for a sweater called Willow Branch. It's this gorgeous lace yoke sweater with these beautiful long, there's like the sleeves have this beautiful long ribbing, and I'm really excited about the test knit, so I'm going to start that as soon as I get home. So this weekend I had my eye out for a worsted weight yarn that would look really beautiful in this pattern. On Saturday, pretty much right before we left, we came across the Sawkill Farm booth, and they had some of the most beautiful yarn I've ever seen. So I decided to sleep on it and decide and really think about if that was the yarn I wanted to use, and if so, which color, because I loved all of them. So Sunday when we first got there, that was kind of the first booth we came across, so I went ahead and decided to just go ahead and make that be my yarn for the project. So I ended up getting two colors. For Tiff's sample, she knit hers in one color, but she kind of mentioned either in the pattern or the email that she either intended to have a contrast sleeve option, since one of the feature pieces of the sweater is a long rib, or she said that's something you could do. So I decided to go ahead and do it. So this colorway is the one that was kind of like in my heart for the main color, and I'll have to maybe include some B-roll or in another video show it a little bit better, since again we're in a basement apartment and the lighting is not very good, so the color doesn't look super accurate on the camera. But this is called Squashed Peach Heathered, and it is this gorgeous like pinky, it's somewhere between pink, peach, and tan, and then the heathering is a deeper brown, like a chocolate brown. Again, very different on the camera, but this is so stunning. I knew I wanted this to be my main color, and then the tough part was picking what would be my contrast. So originally there was this foresty green color that I thought would look great with this pink, and so I very much considered that color, and then there was also a kind of a golden sunflower yellow that would have looked really pretty too. And then I decided to kind of compare the yarn with a color that I would not normally pick, which is this gorgeous navy blue. This colorway is called Black Indigo Dark, and it's definitely like a true navy blue. It's really pretty, and so this will be the sleeves. So after spending all night and then all of, a ton of time in the booth deciding between the green and the yellow, which color to pair with the skein, I picked up the blue and then realized this was perfect. So I'm really happy I went with this color. I think it's going to be fun to have such a high contrast for I think you guys probably know this about me by now, but I love really stunning color palettes, something that has a lot of contrast, a lot of intrigue, and the green and the yellow I think would have been the safe choices, something that would have looked really nice and like, I don't know, expected with this. It's beautiful, but this for me is a lot more bold, and I think the high contrast is going to be so fun. So I'm very excited. Now this yarn was such an investment, I'm not gonna lie. This was like a once a year kind of purchase. Definitely a big deal. So I got 4 skeins of the peachy color and 1 of the navy, and I hope that this will be the right amount of everything for my size, which I'm doing the size 3 of the pattern. And it's a size inclusive pattern, so there's lots of sizes. But I should need about 1,000 yards of yarn. I wasn't sure how much of that would be sleeve or the rest of the sweater, so I hope I got this right with 4 of the main color and 1 contrast. These are 3.5 ounces, 200 yards. They're 50% Sawkill Farm wool and 50% domestic merino. It's a 3-ply worsted, and they have that beautiful lofty like woolen spun kind of feeling. Very lovely. I wish the color would come out right. Again, I'll have to show this again in a vlog before the month is over because so pretty. So yeah, that's Sawkill Farm. Very exciting yarn purchase. And other than what I picked up at wool&folk, which I'll show one more time in case you didn't watch that video, and this is a pretty fabulous yarn purchase. Other than that, that's everything. So this was my wool&folk purchase. This is from the Wandering Flock, and they gave me this really sweet little canvas bag with their logo on it. So I got a colorway that I very, very much wanted. Even though wool&folk was definitely a disaster and very dangerous, I'm so happy to have walked away with kind of the one thing that I actually intended to get. So I didn't veer and I didn't become, I don't know, I'm glad that I was able to get this before we had to leave because of all of the craziness. But this is the Wandering Flock. This is on their DK base, and this colorway is called Hundreds and Thousands. And again, with the lighting, you're not getting the full effect of the beautiful yarn, but I will show this again when we're in natural light. So I got 4 skeins of this stunning colorway, and Hundreds and Thousands is, there are sprinkles in Australia is what Geraldine from the Wandering Flock says, and she would know because she's lived in Australia. But it is this beautiful peachy color is the base with these rainbow hand painted, they're not speckles, but they're hand painted. So you've got these gorgeous little rainbow colors in there. And this is going to be a Neon Nectar by Wool & Pine Designs. It's a beautiful new pullover pattern that really emphasizes, well, the structure of the pullover is just beautiful, but their whole like idea for that pattern was picking a yarn that is, it's got sort of vibrant neon pops and letting those really shine in the pattern. And so while this isn't quite as neon as I thought maybe I would pick, it still is going to accomplish that same goal. So I cannot wait to use this, and I have to say this is incredibly soft. These are 100% merino wool, hand dyed in Brooklyn, New York. They're 100 grams and 230 yards. 100% super wash extra fine merino. Okay, oh, I have one more thing, and this was a gift. So I have this incredible bag from my lovely friend Brooke and her husband Sean, and Brooke is the dyer of Biddy Knits. She's based in Atlanta, and we're technically family. So I got to meet up with her and 2 other family members plus her husband Sean. We were all here, so we got to meet up on Saturday, and we got to hang out after, like, we met up at Sheep and Wool right before we left, and then we got to hang out in the Rhinebeck village. And then today, Sunday, we met up in the morning and we got to see the animals together and everything. But yesterday she gave me this incredible bag that they made for me, and it's a Rhinebeck Weekend 2023 tote bag. It has a zipper. I need to ask her how this was dyed. I'm wondering if she ice dyed this bag. It's got this beautiful blue tie-dye, like very subtle tie-dye effect. It's gorgeous. And then the side has her logo on it. But it's this really nice quality canvas bag with a zipper. And this is just perfect. It has this internal pocket. But yeah, I totally love this. I was so excited when she gave this to me. It definitely came in handy when I was buying my yarn. So I'm surrounded by, I've got like the yarn fumes, you know, it's wonderful. So I'll make sure to put in some footage, kind of everything all together. And this video has probably been all over the place. This was the first day that I missed uploading a Vlogtober episode for the whole month. And now I'm feeling a little bit behind, but of course we were at New York Sheep and Wool, so we had a lot going on. But I'm hoping to get this video edited as soon as possible and make it as fun as possible and polished so that you guys can enjoy it with me. And oh, to those of you I got to meet in person who came up to me and said hello, that was so much fun. It was such a pleasure to meet you. It's wonderful. I feel like you never meet a stranger at these events. It's such a wonderful time. I'm looking forward to hopefully going maybe next year, if not next year, the year after. It's definitely a very expensive kind of trip for sure, so I'm totally appreciative that I got to do this in the first place. It's wonderful to get to go. I'm hoping, you know, if I get to go next year, hopefully we'll get to do like a friend's trip. Yeah, I don't know what else I can say. It's getting very late. We still have to pack because tomorrow morning we are driving home to Alabama, so we'll have half of the drive tomorrow and then we'll finish the rest of the drive on Tuesday. So tomorrow we are driving to the town that we'll be staying in Virginia, which will be a halfway point, and we're going to make a stop in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania again because we love Harrisburg. And we're going to go to another bookstore there, which has been kind of like our side quest of the trip. It turned out we've been to a ton of bookstores, which you've seen in these videos. So we look forward to doing that. And yeah, so we have a lot to look forward to these next couple days with our travels again. And yeah, I need to go and pack, and hopefully this video will go up tomorrow, which will be Monday at some time. Probably not the 11 a.m. Central Time that I've been posting, but hopefully before the day is out. And I'm still going to record footage tomorrow, so hopefully I'll get back on track and have a video tomorrow and Tuesday, and then I'll have only missed one day this month. But anyway, thank you for joining me. It's been a pleasure filming over this weekend, and I'm excited I'll get to have... Hey! I'm excited I'll get to have video memories of this whole event. Okay, I'm gonna sign off and I will talk to you guys again soon. Bye, and thanks for watching.